But with Our Lady, despite many times she not understanding, she would just take her leap of faith. And that is why this steadfastness quality of Our Lady is very striking. Dear friends, whatever season or seasons of life Mary was going through, whether it was her joyful mysteries or sorrowful mysteries, Mary remained steadfast. Steadfast, what does it mean? It means always faithful, always devoted, always constant, unwavering in her faith, both in good times and in bad. We are all familiar with both her joyful and sorrowful mysteries. We hear them often enough, especially if we pray the Rosary regularly. And perhaps we have become all too familiar with the mysteries of Our Lady. All too familiar with them that many times they do not move and affect us anymore. They do not strike and inspire us anymore. So for example, just take the example of Mary and her flight into Egypt with Joseph and the baby Jesus. Because often we hear it and it does not strike us. Often we hear it and it does not encourage us. Have we really understood what Mary had to undergo given this event of her life? Imagine just the distances involved. First from Nazareth to Bethlehem, then Bethlehem to Egypt, which is already Africa, then Egypt back to Nazareth. From Nazareth to Bethlehem alone is 130 kilometers.
Murag bual-bual.
Bethlehem to Egypt is 60
Murag bual-bual.
Oh, inanano pala yun.
Nazareth is
Israel.
170 kilometers.
Ano pala yun. Yan, lapawon ka ng mga nore.
How far from here to the airport? 12 kilometers, 15 kilometers. You take that and multiply that by 10. And imagine the hills, the terrain of the place, the valleys, the plains, the deserts they have to cross with the heat, the cold, the hunger factors, including the dangers of thieves and robbers, and of course wild animals. And this is not to consider that Mary was pregnant, at least from Nazareth to Bethlehem. Try walking from here to the airport and you're pregnant. Nevertheless, in all this, Mary remained steadfast. Her faith did not waver. She just kept on trusting. And that's why it is in this that we can learn much from Mary, given what is happening in our world today. Imagine, again, it's already April 2026, and our world is going through so much chaos, so many problems which can easily overwhelm us and even frighten us. Just to name a few, of course, escalating war in the Middle East with America and Israel against Iran. We do not even know when it will end. The continued tension in Gaza, the war between Ukraine and Russia, of course, surging oil prices, climate change, extremes, and so on. The peso-dollar exchange rate crisis, and so on. And this excludes, these points would exclude our personal problems, our personal struggles. So this thing, my dear friends, we focus on Mary and her virtue of steadfastness. In Marian spirituality, another word for steadfastness can be the Latin term stabat. We are familiar with fiat, we are familiar with Magnificat, Some of us
Dali, naman ang steadfast to.
familiar with conservabat. Conservabat is very treasury, keeping all these things in their heart in the Gospel of Luke. So we have fiat, magnificat, conservabat, but we have a word. And that special fourth word is stabat. And stabat literally means stand. And the complete expression here is stabat mater dolorosa, meaning the sorrowful mother was standing. And where exactly was Mary standing? Of course, at the foot of the cross. And surely there can be no worse place to stand than at the cross. We just described happens when a person is crucified, and Mary was right there under the foot of the cross. In English, we have this expression, to stand one's ground, to hold one's ground. And basically, it means to face, to confront a difficult situation with much daring, with much determination, and refuse to compromise, refuse to give up one's beliefs and principles. Applying this down to Mary, we can say, in the midst of so much pain, in the midst of so much suffering and agony, Mary stood. She stood her ground. She held her ground. She did not allow herself to be overwhelmed and be discouraged by the many trials and adversities that they face. Again, she just kept on trusting and believing. She just kept on holding on to her faith, even if often she did not understand much why all these trials and afflictions were happening in the first place. Traditionally, we refer to these personal trials and personal afflictions of Mary as her sorrows.
Walang pagtuhod.
And as we know, there are 7 sorrows all in all. And just going through that, Simeon's prophecy, the flight to Egypt, search for the boy Jesus in the temple, her meeting Jesus with his cross, the actual crucifixion of Christ, the death, then the yet not seen, Christ's body